Hello, Facebook world. How are you? And LinkedIn and YouTube and all other amazing places that we work really hard to connect with you because you're worth it. And I love popping up and sharing the life of someone that wears a smile up front, but more importantly, wants to connect to the communities, wants to create hope, wants to create opportunities for us all to get closer. And I'm I'm sitting here tonight, and good luck if you're watching because Shorty's preoccupied at the moment, so which is okay. Um, I'm in control, so who knows where this is going to go? Oh, I love it. But tonight I put up the headline, right? Finding your tribe, and I tell you what, I'm pretty bloody excited to be honest. I've just joined BNI Builders Business, Business Builders, and we meet every Wednesday morning at the Kooyong Tennis Club, which is what an amazing venue, right? Little man's played there a few times, and it's just the food's great. It's great to get there and look out over the tennis court, see all the history. As you walk in, they've got all the tennis rackets throughout the ages, and it is extraordinary. But hey, Bronwyn, how are you? Do you know what, Bron? You're here. You've got your tribe. You're part of my tribe. Yeah. And I love having you here. So thank you. Yeah. Love seeing your name pop up. Puts a smile on my face every time it does. So thank you. And as I said, it was at Kooyong, right? And so if you walk in the doors at Kooyong, they've got all these old tennis rackets and just throughout the ages, it's really cool. But there's one particular tennis racket that I just love. It's a two-handled tennis racket. Hey, Beryl, how are you? And another part of the tribe. I love this, finding our tribe coming together, right? So this two-handled tennis racket, and I'm trying to find the story for it. So I Googled it up. Then I found out in 2012, another guy had a crack at bringing out a two-handled tennis racket. And what a venue, right? So much history, so much just admiration for a sport, right? Of tennis. If someone who's never really played, I've only been playing since Oscar's been playing, and I can't beat him anymore. So it was good while I could. But it's just nice to be a part of a community and do some beautiful, beautiful things. So tonight, finding a tribe, I'm actually stoked that both Boron and Beryl have popped up straight away and just, hey, how are you? And you're part of my tribe. Being here is part of my tribe, and I love that. I love that connection. I don't have to be with you to feel like I'm a part of you and vice versa, I hope, because I know at some point, hopefully I've touched your heart with something that makes you want to be a part of this, makes you want to wear a smile. But I do want to share with you my journey into BNI because it was an interesting one, right? The business of smiles. How do I explain that? How do I share what we do? Because we're about connection, we're about touching hearts, we're about listening, we're about positive male role modeling, we're about having tough conversations, being a part of things, and sharing joy. Pair of socks, right? Which I'll get into in a minute. So the journey for BNI for me, it was actually being an interesting one to find a home for me, to find somewhere where I belong, somewhere where I can add value and I can feel valued, right? So I tried quite a few different ones, and it actually took me 1, 2, 3, 5 groups to find somebody that wanted me, which is just wonderful, right? So now I'm a part of this community, and I'm just so proud to be a part of it. So proud to get to know people and be supported, right? And it's something for me that business life can be a really lonely journey, right? And like I'm so grateful I've got Shorty and Papa, and that do a lot of stuff with us. But in order to create new opportunities, we need to be around new experiences, new people, and this beautiful community have embraced me and embrace me, which I want to grab, right? Because everybody's talking about business, they're working on their business to expand it and supporting each other. And oh my God, watching the way they communicate, watching the way they share each other's dream, the way they speak about each other and actually support each other through different business deals. And I think it's wonderful. Like I'm really enjoying learning that. But I always come in with my big heart and I'll dump it on the table, and it's a little bit different to business. But I'm just so proud to be a part of this group that support the business of Spire, support community, support well-being, support one another, and the very computer that I'm sitting here and communicating to you from is from that community. They gifted me the opportunity to communicate with you better. And I'm just so grateful for that, because I don't know, like I get excited. You might have noticed just a little bit. But the opportunity to connect with people I've never met, connect with people's hearts and actually have them share their stories is just extraordinary. And that's actually what's happening in BNI. When people do a presentation, they actually share their journey in life before they share their business. And for me, that is extraordinary, because I love to know the person. I love to know the people behind the business so that I can connect with them. I want to know their values. I want to know what they think inside. I want to know whether or not I can do business with them. But I'll tell you something, there's a gentleman, there's just so many that I can actually talk about right now, but there's the very first presentation I heard from one of the guys there, Richard, which I'll be bringing on to come and do a podcast with me, because he does building inspections. And there's quite a bit of stuff going on in the building industry at the moment. So I'm going to ask him to come in and have a conversation and share that with everybody, because I think that information is good for us to understand. But when he did his, they do a 10-minute presentation, he shared about his whānau, about his home, his heart, his land. He's from New Zealand, and he shared just so passionately about where he's from and how much strength that gave to him. And I just sat there in just admiration for that beautiful connection to the land back home. And it's something for me that I believe, as a white middle-aged man, that I could be better connected to the land that we walk on. Is it possible for me to be connected to the land we walk on? I don't know, but I'm going to find out. And I want to go on a journey with people to actually understand that, because, well, one of my mates went back to South Africa a few years ago, and I just said to him, I said, while you're there, can you grab the soil in your hands and rub the soil in your hands? Because you're home. You're from that land. Feel it. And to hear Richard talk about that and the passion he had for that was just filled my heart. And it just like gave me hope to say, hey, listen, possibly you can be connected with the lands too. And connection for me is everything. You've heard that twice. I'm going to pop up. I was a fab supporting business. I was a member of MOGA with my security business. You are with the best of the best and where you belong. And I want to grab that, because to find somewhere where I belong was a real journey. And there's a beautiful lady, Naomi, who runs Acting Performance Studios, who I actually met at another BNI, and she's like, can you please come to this one? Can you come to this one? Because I need you to find a home, because you're bringing a big bit of energy, and I really want you to be a part of it. And it took us a little while to find that. But now that I have, I can't thank everybody enough. And one of the things that like today, I was just talking, and it's really cool, right? Because if no one's got a referral, I have to buy socks. I'm like, woohoo! Get a win, right? It's a win for everybody. But the thing that happened was today, 20 pairs of socks were bought. 20 pairs. On Tuesday, I get to share with you where they go, right? It is the coolest thing in the world, and I can't wait for that, because money makes the world go around, right? A pair of socks makes the world go around for us. Every time somebody buys a pair of socks, gives us the opportunity to pay one forward. And what I'm about to bring to that BNI chapter, and the heart and the connection and the gratitude for what they do, and how they can help people. I just so excited about, so excited. Yeah, so watch this journey actually with BNI, because I'm going to share a fair bit of it, because I believe myself, the mental health world, social health, community engagement. I believe that too much of it's done in silos, and we're not working together enough to create a bigger picture and support one another. Rather, we're taking our piece of pie and going away and eating it instead of eating the pie together. So then we can create new ideas. And I'm really watching that in BNI. And I'm watching how when people work together, support each other, have conversations together, they listen to one another. 1 and 1 equals 3. I'm sure you've heard Shirley and I talk about that many a time. 1 + 1 = 3. And that's something for us. Business network. Sorry, Bron. You know what? I should know that. So it's Business Networking International. Maybe Beryl, maybe you can grab a hold of that and grab that for me. But I'm really looking forward to sharing that journey with you, because there's some amazing people that are giving us amazing support. David Littlejohn, James Thackeray. What a beautiful man. I know he doesn't really want recognition in bits and pieces, but he just sent me a message one day just to say, hey, I've seen what you're doing, and I just want you to know that God's working through you, right? And it was great. I loved it. I couldn't believe it. And what was interesting for me, and it's something that is a personal belief, that I love people who have faith. I don't care where it comes from. I love people that had faith, and I'll share a little something in a second. For someone to reach out to me out of the blue and say, hey, I just want you to know you're doing a great job. I just went, oh my God, geez, that filled my heart. It really filled my heart. I was so grateful for that. As someone who just wants to do good for people, like the value of good, right? I just want to do the value of good. It's wonderful, and it leads me down a little rabbit warren right now. And hey, Daryl, I love seeing that, man. And have you seen what Daryl and I are doing on Tuesday nights? If not, get around it, right? Because we're having some of the most amazing conversations about volunteering. Who would have thought that we have spoken for 4 hours, right, about volunteering, and we've still got another 2 sessions to go, 3 sessions to go. Oh my God. How epic is that? So get around that. Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, Daryl and I are going to continue the conversation. But just on the faith thing, like I'm a true believer if you have a purpose or faith beyond you, then we can all achieve more. And I love to learn about your faith. I love to learn about what gives you strength, right? Because I think that the more I learn about what gives you strength, it's going to give me strength. It's going to give me strength knowing that there's people with conviction out there beyond themselves. So today, quickly, I filled up the service station, and there's a guy in there. He's got the bindi on his head, and he's got the 2 stripes down the side. And I'm looking at him smiling, and I'm like, he's looking at me kind of weird. and I've got to him and said, listen, I said, just the bindi. I said, how often do you touch it? He goes, oh, I touch it every morning. I said, can I understand why? He goes, well, actually, in the morning I touch it because I want to remember there's a higher purpose. I want to remember that I am more. I am not just where I am right now. And I'm like, wow, that's seriously cool. I said, thank you so much for taking the time to share that. I actually really appreciate that. I said, how often do you get people look at it and go, he just started laughing. And I'm like, the courage for him to be in his faith, the courage for him to be there with nothing other than just turning up for himself and wanting to be a better person, be the best version of himself. I think that is extraordinary. And I really do love that. And I think that's, for me, if I could flip that back on, that's what BNI has been about so far. It's about people doing their best, becoming their best, supporting one another, learning one another. It's been wonderful. So if you're in Melbourne and you want to have breakfast at Kooyong one day, sing out, and I'm more than happy to take you along and be a part of it. I mean, why wouldn't you want to go to Kooyong for breakfast? But it's not about that. It's about connection, right? Community. The more we connect, the more the community, the bigger the garden grows. We can grow that garden path, Daryl. We can take that garden path and we can extend it when we've got more people working with us. Last night, there's a little reference there. But that's a little bit about BNI and the journey to get there. And I'm just so grateful to be there. I'm so grateful to be learning new skills. I did have something today, actually, that Shorty's not here to keep me on track. So feel free to keep me on track in the comments, all right? So today, like one of the things for me is I speak from the heart a lot, and very rarely do I even look at a script because it's not about that. It's about just authentic me turning up, giving you my best. And today I tried to do something a little bit different. You get a 1 minute spiel about what you do. And I chucked a post up, which was all from my heart yesterday inside LinkedIn and also Facebook, sharing with everybody about the story of the socks. And I thought, oh, giddy up, I'll use Chat GP and put it in there and get it down to 150 words. Because if you want to speak for a minute, 150 words will pretty much keep you bang on. So I did that and I put it in Chat GP, and my heart was pounding because I hadn't done that before and read that off. And I was like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? And I ended up going one of the last, which, because normally when you're under pressure, that's what normally happens. You have to wait and make it hurt a little bit more. But I tried to do it from a script and I really struggled. So it was a real growth opportunity for me today. Thank God I had a pair of socks on me that I could give to the guy next to me to get me out of trouble. But talking about that post and what I shared. So I'm going to read something to you tonight that I spent a fair bit of time on yesterday, and it was about sharing the genuine story of the socks. Why I chose socks. Why did I not just leave it at a t-shirt? Why did I actually put socks? What's so important about a pair of socks? And the reason why I'm going to read it to you is because of a man by the name of Pat Henderson. Pat Henderson and I played footy together when I was very young, actually, when I was going through a tough time, to be honest. And just a good man, like everyone else. I'm sure he's had his battles, but his support over the years has been outstanding. He got me into the Victorian Brotherhood. He asked me to go and check him out and be a part of that community, and I did, and I had some phenomenal time inside the Victorian Brotherhood supporting people, and I loved my time there. But today he did something extraordinary for me. And I'm going to read his post because I'm just so grateful. Introducing Scott Carson and the Business of Smiles. I'm thrilled to share with you an inspiring individual, Scott. Scott and I grew up together in Melbourne Southeast. Scott has taken the initiative to spread positivity and support within our community. Scott is the founder of the Business of Smiles, a unique project that seeks to remind us that even in our darkest days, there's always a warm and supportive community around us. Scott's signature yellow socks are more than just a fashion statement. They symbolize the message of hope and resilience, adorned with black dots. These socks represent the challenging days we all face from time to time. However, the yellow background symbolizes the warmth of the winter sun, a reminder that there's always light, even in our darkest times. By wearing these socks, Scott aims to create a supportive network of people who recognize the people of mental health and emotional well-being. His mission is to foster a sense of belonging and connection, reminding us that we are never alone in our struggles. Join me in celebrating Scott Carson and the Business of Smiles for their efforts to create positive impact in our community. Please take a moment to connect with Scott and follow his journey. don't forget to share your own yellow sock moments and spread the message of hope and togetherness. To wake up to that and be seen by a man that you respect, it's just extraordinary. I don't do anything I do for recognition. I genuinely do it because I just give a shit. Yeah. And to have that was just phenomenal. And the reason he did that was because of this following post that I need to learn and share with my heart, not just read off a text. So why did I choose socks? Why are socks a focus of the business of Smiles? Well, because our feet are the foundations of our existence. They are the connection between us and the lands we walk upon. With 26 bones and 33 joints and over 100 muscles, ligaments, and tendons, our feet are incredibly complex, not unlike the human experience, yeah? Supporting and strengthening our feet, our foundations, allows us to grow to new heights, carry loads that were previously not possible, create stability that, when required, help us stand stronger through the situations that life actually gives us. It is the message which these socks carry that let you know that we all have dark days, represented by the black dots, surrounded by the yellow, the warmth of the winter sun, reminding you that our community is here to support you on your dark days, because we all have them. The smile on the socks is to represent the smile you receive when they were gifted to you, reminding you of the fact that someone took the time to let you know you are either in their thoughts or were present when they were gifted to you. Due to how much these socks stand out they create conversations and put smiles on people's faces every time they are seen and spoken about. They are also a constant reminder of the connection made when you receive them, whether you see them in your drawer, in your bag, or on the line, or on someone else. These socks have changed my life for the better. They've given me the opportunity to connect with hearts all over the world. And I truly hope they do actually connect to yours. If you actually need to connect with somebody and you need to let somebody know that someone's thinking about it, that someone's just cares about them, grab a pair of socks and just say thank you to them for doing their best. It truly makes all the difference. It truly makes the difference that, Auntie Shaz is in the house. Oh, I love you, Auntie Shaz. I just thank you so much for being you. And my heart is with you. Yeah. The gift that you are, the support that you give, the love that you share with the community. Thank you for being you. Sideways. but with they really do make a difference, right? And I something that can I love you too, Honey Shaz. But it's something that it's a concern for me, and it's a problem shared is a problem halved. Uh, sharing things to our mates is something that sometimes can carry an additional burden. And in general, our mates have only got the skill set that we've got, because we're the average of the 5 people we spend the most time. So if you've got something going on in your life, I encourage you to seek support from different areas. I encourage you to try many doors. I encourage you to try on a lot of pairs of shoes and see which one fits. Like it's Paul Kaleo. It's generally the last key on the ring that opens the door, right? So things are tough and you're not quite sure which way to go. You need a little bit of hope. Keep trying because you're worth it. I've sat with so many extraordinary people over my time, and some of them sleep rough. Some of them are CEOs. Some of them are mums just not knowing which way to go. Some of them are new parents who are sitting in a park and just didn't know how to work through the next stage, but they were together. Everyone's doing their best. Just give it one more crack. And look, just being completely honest, I've got a dream to run from Sydney to Melbourne. And I want to take people on the journey with me. I want to give 10,000 pairs of socks. I wanted to have 10,000 conversations on a run from Sydney to Melbourne to touch hearts with people, to connect with people, create hope, teach my son that he can achieve anything. And it's a struggle to make this dream come true. Times I sit there and I just, at what cost? What cost am I pushing myself through this? Monday was one of those days. Monday was a day that I sat there and go, what's the price you're paying for this one? I actually had a chat with Daryl Vine, and he sat with me and saw things that I didn't see. And I'm forever grateful for that. Because the next day is a reminder. Tuesday was a reminder of why I do it. Just to touch hearts. And then this morning, being at BNI, I was alive again. Because I had people around me just see the dream, see the vision, understand what it's about. I will only shows. I will run from Sydney to Melbourne. There's no greater cost. No cost greater than regret, buddy. And I appreciate that, Daryl, because one of the things that I've learned throughout my time here on this journey, the journey called life, is I want my face to show that I've lived. I want my eyes to be alive when you see them, full of adventure and to have a crack. I'll focus on the input coming in. Listen to a lot of Les Brown. One more time. One more time. When life knocks you down, make sure you're facing up so you can get up. Yeah. I have a dream to touch hearts all over the world. I'm lucky enough that that's already started, but I'm only just beginning. And I'm so grateful that you're here with me on the journey. Yeah. Because we're worth it. We are truly worth it. On that note, I just want to send out a heap of love. Maddie Ellen, sorry, we're going to grab this. Matt Ellen, pleasure to be here for change. Matty, you're having a crack, mate, and I can't wait to sit with you and discuss how 1 + 1 can equal 3. You and I, Matty, I really look forward to that. I love this journey. It's definitely a roller coaster. The downhills are getting faster, the uphills are getting higher. But I tell you what, I wouldn't have it any other way. So from my heart to yours, thank you so much for joining us on this journey. Thank you so much for being a part of my heart. That's what this is. It's my heart walking with yours. All right, no shorty, so I've got to try and find a button. Good luck, everybody. I got it. Just a question: Is it? I am I known more for my smile or the fact that I can't find a button? Only Shaz, I love you. I'll never stop making you cry because I care too much about you. And so, thank you, Maddie. Thank you for that. Beryl, those who care need to ask for support, as you did in contacting Daryl. Yeah, and do you know what? That's such a relevant point because, like as strong as we all are, we all need that other set of eyes just to see something we didn't see, and it's just wonderful. So yeah. So on that note, I'm gonna get out of here because I'll probably tear up in a minute because I just love this too much and I love the people I'm involved with. Like think about it. If you want to see something truly beautiful, go and watch the video of Shorty and I meeting on YouTube. I just two blokes who just nothing but love for the bigger picture. It was just extraordinary. So anyway, I'll stop blabbering on. Have an amazing night. I can't wait to see you next week. Oh, tomorrow night, if you're in Frankston, Smiles for Life dinner. I've been a bit slack on advertising it this time because I've been busy, had personal stuff going on. So I just, did the minimum. But here's the thing. It's going to be perfect for the people who turn up, 10 to 20 people, and we'll just sit down and have a dinner. And we're actually going to discuss what does it mean to be a good man. Because I want to know. I've asked that question a lot of times and I'm still no closer. So I want to find that. Anyway, have a good night. I'll find that button and get out of your hair. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Take care. All right. Can someone call Shorty? I don't know where the button is. Oh, no.